You're on fire today.
Sitting here in the dark, I realized I didn't turn the lights on.
The Podgram with Tom and Christie.
It's sad that this is the world that we live in.
Here, let me stop and tie my shoe right in front of you so you can't drive.
The Podgram.
All of a sudden, I hear...
Well, I don't really care.
Join the conversation. 855-PODGRAM.
You bust your ass.
Yeah.
The Podgram with Tom and Christie starts now.
Good morning, Podgrammers. I hope you're having a wonderful Monday so far today. It's exactly 9 o'clock, and we certainly appreciate you hanging out with us. We are, by the way, on Facebook Live once again, thanks to some technical wizardry and getting things fixed up and taken care of. So you can catch us on Facebook Live, on YouTube Live, and, of course, on TuneIn. Of course, you don't get to see the video on TuneIn, and really that would not be... to your benefit, because you would miss out on seeing my good friend, Christie Bush. Good morning to you. Uh-oh. You're all jittery, shaky, freezy. Are you doing something on the internet? I don't hear you.
Oh,
I should probably turn you on first. Can I hear you?
yeah.
Okay, I can hear you. But your video's kind of crazy.
I was for a brief minute doing something via internet, but now I'm done, and it should probably catch up in a minute.
Yeah. I get like 1 frame per second update.
I'm sorry.
That's all right. That's all right. While we're doing this, waiting for your computer to catch back up, I've been telling you about my neighbor Bobby, who lives up the street, and he came to me. I guess it was Friday, and said, "Listen, if I fix your lawnmower, can I use it to cut my grass?" Yeah, man, sure, why not? Because here's what happened. He came down here last weekend and cut my grass. And I think he screwed the mower up. It wasn't his mower. He brought a commercial zero turn down here, and it was smoking when he was done because my grass. My grass hadn't been cut all season, so it was it's like you could bale it and sell it off, for whatever. And so he said, I guess it's broken and they haven't had a chance to fix it at work yet. It belongs to where he works. And he says to me, if I fix your tractor, can I use it? Yeah, sure, man. Sure, I got a problem with that, right? And so he was outside in the backyard, and he was weed eating in the backyard. And I walked outside, and I made the comment, Darius Rucker's cutting my grass. And then I was kind of afraid that I might have insulted him, or that it might have been, I don't know, a little, received a little racist, even though because I didn't really know him that well, right? So
yeah.
Later on, I saw him in the week, and I was like, man, I'm sorry about the Darius Rucker comment. I didn't mean anything. He says, no, it's funny. It's funny. But let me show you, because he was here yesterday, because not only did he fix my mower, not only did he cut his own grass, but he came back here and cut my grass with it, too. I was like, man,
oh, wow.
What's up with that, man?
That's a good neighbor.
I really hate that I haven't been able to do anything for him yet. But look, tell me this does not look like Darius Rucker. I'm just telling you right now.
Yes.
Here he is in the studio yesterday after cutting the grass. I mean, tell me that's not a Darius Rucker doppelganger right there.
Yes.
Yeah, maybe he's not exactly, but he's, there he is. So there it is. That's that's my neighbor. That's Bobby. And he's good people. And it's funny.
Maybe you should have Mel bake something up for him.
Oh, she did. She made
Mel is an amazing baker.
Yeah, she made a cake for him when they first moved here, and they did something. We're going to have to disconnect the call and reconnect it because you're just really crappy, choppy, gooky.
Well, then cut me off and reconnect me.
I'm going to have to. Yeah. So let's see. I'd like to do this where everybody can see. I'll just, I'll just pull this down. I'll just cut you off, and then we're going to go ahead and. Reconnect. Now watch this is what's going to happen now. This is always what happens. Whenever, it looks like it might actually reconnect back. It looks like it may connect back. Oh, I was just saying, because what usually happens if we do this, when it reconnects, I got a double clicky. And then that now.
Ooh.
Yeah. And now I can, let's see how you look now. Oh, look at it. It's still choppy.
Much better.
It's still choppy crappy. We'll deal with it.
Makes me wonder if my kids are like internet goblin out there.
They are. Yeah. Yeah. But the audio is okay, so that's fine.
All right.
So if we have to,
I'll live with it.
if we have to get a still shot of you and paste you on the screen, we'll do that. So
I'll just be very still when I talk.
you're like a ventriloquism kind of thing. Yeah. Right. Right. So that was Bobby, and glad to have him as a neighbor. Man, I really am glad to have him because the other neighbors we've had there have really not been the greatest neighbors.
Yeah, you've had the law involved with a couple of your neighbors.
I'm telling you now, there were some weird people living there.
Yeah.
And then when the house was empty and I saw Bobby and Lisa, and I was like, okay, these look like normal people. These look like they have a normal vehicle. They look like normal people. I spoke and they were friendly. I was like, okay, all right, I can, okay. And it's, and I'm hoping now that they decide they want to buy the place, because I understand that the landlord is interested in selling it because he's tired of renting it out to
crappy
people.
Renters?
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly right.
Everybody gets into the rental gig thinking, oh, I'm going to make hundreds of millions of dollars.
No. It's not like that at all.
I'm going to make enough money that I can afford to pay my mortgage and their mortgage. And, I'm going to be able to live without issues. And I'm never going to have crappy tenants. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. No.
Sure.
Let me tell you something. I have done the landlord thing before. Why is it the video not showing up on Hatebook? Come on now. I'm really unhappy with my computer this morning. It's just really, it's going out of its way to piss me off.
Well, you're not very nice to it.
It's not doing anything that it deserves anything nice. There we go. Now there's videos there. Why does it make me look for it? It's no wonder nobody watches us, because you got to look for it. You got to play hide and seek with the video every day.
You are kind of mean back, though.
I am. Well, you know what? It's a machine. It's here to do what I say. Damn it. All right. And play and mute. All right. 2, 3, 4. All right. Who's in there? Suzanne King is in the, but you wouldn't normally know she was there because I couldn't find the freaking thing. So there you go. All right. So Suzanne King is in the chat room. Thanks so much for, oh, no, why would that work? Why would it work?
Yay!
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. You know what? This is... Why would you pick a sound card that's not even there? You loser.
I don't know.
Yes, I understand. Try it. Thank you. That's my day today. I got choppy, shitty video on Christie. I got audio cards that don't work, and I had blue screens of death 5 minutes before the show started. That's today. That's how it is today. And God bless you, Suzanne King. She's hanging out with us. She's still there, so whatever. Okay, so
she's having a better day today.
Yeah.
She's been having a rough go of it.
Yeah.
Her grandson left for boot camp.
Oh, well.
And she's finally starting to get some pictures and messages back from the support group, and it's a pretty awesome system that they've got now, because they have a Facebook page that's dedicated to just their soldier and training group, their whatever group that they're in, like their battalion or whatever. And the Army has gotten a lot better about posting pictures of the soldiers in training, and so that their family members can feel a little bit more at ease about what they're doing and who they're doing it with. And, it makes them a little less homesick and on both ends. So it's great.
It is great. Thank you to all the military men, women, and people that do what they do. You know what this video reminds me of? Like 1990s video.
Max Headroom.
It's like, fortunately, the audio is not like that, but it's like, come on. 1995 called, they want their DSL back. Remember dial-up?
Yeah.
This is dial-up video today. Anyway, the cool part is that the frames that we do get to see of you are high def and very clear, and your beauty is just shining through on the show today. So that's all that matters.
Goodness.
Yeah. Yeah.
Although I am digging the navy blue shirt. You do look good in navy blue.
Do I?
Yeah. Do.
Yeah. This is just the one that got picked up off the floor this morning.
It's just the one that was clean in the basket.
It wasn't even in the bed. It was on the floor. It was on the floor. When I take my golf shirts off, I'd kind of lay them over the video game, and then they wind up on the floor. I was like digging through the floor to see which one am I going to wear today. Oh, look, here's one that's not too wrinkled. I can probably get away with this one, and so here it is. What I don't like about this shirt, let me get the mic out of the way, is because I'm a fat guy, I don't like the stripes because they go up to the little button thing here.
Oh.
So I'll accentuate it for you so you can really see.
But see, nobody would have noticed
that
you not pointed it out.
Well, somebody would have noticed.
No, because your mic is in the way.
Oh, well, see, I was thinking about doing an alternative microphone that isn't in my face, and you don't see it during the program. But I guess I probably should rethink that now so I can, hide the food that's on my shirt frequently and, all that kind of stuff. So, yeah.
Yeah.
We got a couple things to get to, but first I want to post, I want to join us on the Podgram live now until 10. I'm going to shoot that over on my personal Facebook page. It's been shared to my timeline. Isn't that amazing?
Nifty neato.
All right. Okay. So right now it's 10 after.
Podgram with Tom and Christie.
I'm walking to people talk loud enough.
Join the conversation. 855 Podgram.
10 after right now on the Podgram, and we are live back on Facebook again, which is a pretty cool thing because it didn't work for a while, and I got some technical support, and they said, "Oh, it's because your Facebook log is full." Where the hell's my Facebook log? What is that? I have no idea what it is. So I had to figure that out, and so I did, and now it's working on Facebook again. So there you go. Certainly appreciate that working because really, that's where people were watching us. All three of them.
Because that's where it's easiest to watch us. I mean, YouTube Live is great, but I mean,
yeah. Can we let me go back to that picture for a second here, right here. This lady in the middle, doesn't she look like? Did you watch the show Switched at Birth?
Somewhat.
She looks like the one of the mothers.
Yes.
In Switched at Birth, and also that lady. Let me get back off of that so I can turn the volume back up because now it automatically plays the sounder when we go to that screen. Technology. It's probably why my computer's blue screening every time I turn around because I keep messing with stuff. Anyway, she was also on the Back to the Future. She was also and
she was,
and she's a beautiful lady. Except I think her eyes are too far apart. You ever see anybody? She looks like a hammerhead when you look at her because her eyes are like out here. Yeah. Anyway, so we got a couple things. Ray Costin is here. Thank you so much for joining in today. And I can't really. I'm having vision problems today. It's not a glucose related thing because my glucose level isn't through the roof. But I'm having a hard time seeing things like straight on. If I look straight on, I don't see. It's like that blind spot they say we have. Yeah. So okay, we got a couple of things today. I want to talk about the price of things. You've got something.
Yes.
You got something about a teenager who did something pretty bad, but we'll get to that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, speaking of the price of things, I mean, I sent you a link to a story that kind of annoyed the crap out of me.
Yeah.
It's coming from the perspective of man's cheap and rude tipping method goes viral.
Yeah, I didn't see that. Why don't you send that to me again?
I just sent it to you a little bit ago. If you check your
there it is.
Facebook Messenger.
All right. Open a new tab.
The article is basically talking about tipping practices.
Yeah. Now we're not talking about
waitresses.
Yeah, we're not talking about going out in livestock fields and tipping animals over. We're talking about leaving money for your server after you've dined in a restaurant. And by the way, the people that work in those restaurants, they're only making $2 and change an hour. When prices go up at restaurants, because the McDonald's employees need to now have $15 an hour. There's a hair in my eye. I live in a house full of estrogen with long hair, and it's everywhere. It's everywhere. When you eat out at a restaurant, that server isn't the kid at McDonald's who's screaming for $15 an hour, and the reason the prices are going up is not because it's her, because they make $2.15 an hour.
Well, they make the minimum wage for servers and waiters and waitresses or for serve staff has gone up. I think it's up to $5 an hour.
Oh, all right. Well, I didn't know.
It used to be $2.37 an hour.
Yeah.
But I believe that went up to, I think, $5.15 an hour.
So anyway, I'm so sorry. I got hair in my
That's okay.
Anyway. So when you go into you think a living wage, what is minimum wage now? Like 7.5, something like that?
I think it's 10 something.
Yeah. All right. Even if it's 7.5.
See, that's
even
a
if
sign
it's
of
8.
people who are connected when you yawn and somebody else yawns.
Yeah. Even if you're making 10 an hour and you're screaming that, what in the Jesus? I don't know what. Stop it. Okay, this is what we refer to as a throwaway show.
Meanwhile, back at the ranch.
If I can get through this.
Okay.
These people,
seriously.
these people that make, even if they made 10 an hour, these people that, they can't live on that. And so they rely on tips as part of their wages. And when you go into to a restaurant like Applebee's or or Red Lobster or any place, or Waffle House, any place where there is a waitress who comes and brings you food, drink, whatever, and you don't tip that person, you just ask that person just worked for you for way under minimum wage. And let me tell you right now, when you leave and you're on your way to your car, they're talking smack about you. They are talking about what a cheap bastard you are. So tip your servers, because that's how they earn their income.
Do me a favor, look up the definition of what a waiter or a waitress does.
You're asking me to poke sticks at my computer that's been blowing up in my face all day.
Well, then I'll do it.
You're asking me to tempt fate with this? Well, I mean,
yes, I just thought about that.
Well, I know, having had waitresses in the house with me before, I know that they do prep work. No, but I mean, I want to know what like Webster's dictionary. Oh, I'll go check it out. You talk and I'll go do that.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I want to know what the definition of it is, because my thought was that tipping was based upon the level of service that they provide for you. Yeah,
because here's the thing. They're encouraged. It's the nicer they act, the better they are as server people, the more money they can make. It's like a bartender.
It's gratuity.
It is. But it's assumed that even on the lowest level, that waiters and waitresses will make enough in tips to make up the difference between what they get paid in their check and minimum wage.
Correct.
Now, how much more is kind of up to the waitstaff person. If they're rude and they're mean and they're not attentive and they, you can hear the drink glasses going because they're empty all over the restaurant, that's not a good tip.
That's the difference between the cashier at McDonald's and a server at Red Lobster.
Oh, yeah. Well, let me tell you, my server at Red Lobster last time I went on Father's Day.
I know.
I did tip her, by the way. I did, because it wasn't entirely her fault that the management of that establishment were just ass crackers and had no idea how to restock for a holiday. I'm sorry, sir. We have nothing left that's on the children's menu. It's all gone. We have very little left that's on the adult menu. Would you like some wings and fries? No, that's not at all what I wanted.
But, I mean, okay, so what they're saying is tipping is required. I mean, maybe they should be clear. Because, okay, I understand that when you have a large party of people, a very large party of people, anytime you have a party of 6 or over, then gratuity is automatically charged.
Yeah.
A certain percentage of gratuity is charged.
Yeah. Have we dropped the Facebook feed now? Are we not on Facebook now?
I don't know.
Son of a...
But this guy is saying...
the Facebook feed's been dropped. We're not on Facebook now. Piece of shit. You ragged ass piece of shit. You know what? I'm just about ready to yank the cord on this whole thing today. This is just not working out. It is not working out.
So this guy, what his his stupid little game is he takes 5 $1 bills.
Yeah.
And he lays them out across the table.
Yeah.
And as the course of the meal proceeds, he either takes $1 or leaves $1 during the course of the meal, based upon how well she's doing or how badly.
That's rude.
She's doing.
That's completely rude.
It's like a sliding scale, like a meter of how well she's doing.
That's rude. That's rude. I would pick it up and I would throw it in his lap and say, "Listen, pal, you just hang on to it."
And he even says in the article, it's a fun game
for him, because here's this is carrot dangling is what this is.
It is.
It's carrot dangling, and he's playing games with the server. If I was a server and somebody was doing that crap to me, listen, if you're a crappy server, you won't be one long because you won't make any money.
Exactly. You won't be able to survive.
But if you're good, and believe me, there are plenty of YouTube instructional videos that tell you how to be a good server, that tell you how to do it.
Absolutely.
You
can learn the craft.
Yeah.
And it is a craft.
Yeah.
I mean, I have a friend of mine who rose from server to head server to, now she's a shift manager. Now she's an assistant manager for, the restaurant.
Yeah. Waiters and waitresses can make really, really good money. Now, but here's the other problem that is coming up today, is that people don't know how to tip. They don't, like the millennials that are starting.
They have no idea.
They don't know they're supposed to tip because they're idiots and they didn't pay attention to anything. It's like, oh, I'm already paying for the meal. Well, they're an employee. Yeah, but they're making far under minimum wage because it's assumed you're going to tip them because. Oh,
isn't that included in the cost of the price of the meal? Don't they include that in the price of the food? No.
I didn't know. I like those punks that show up at the Waffle House that come in there. They don't order anything that costs money. They order water, and they sit in the booth, and they waste all the napkins, balling them up, throwing them at each other, making a mess out of the booth, and then they leave. They don't leave a tip for the waitress. They don't clean up their messes. Nothing. Did your parents not teach you? I don't know. I didn't have to be taught that you don't go into a place of business if you don't plan to spend money there.
Yeah.
You don't go into a place of business because, it's a cool place to hang out. We don't have any money. That's a place that place is there to sell you something. It's not there for you to just go lounge. That's why a lot of vape shops don't make it, because these kids go in there and they soak up the freebies, the free tester cartridges or whatever. They don't ever buy anything. They go in, they play video games, and they go in, they hang out, and they go in there, they vape, but they don't really buy anything. And that's why these vapor shops don't make it. I remember my buddy had a vapor shop. Well, I mean, he was my buddy. Anyway, when he was working, like grown-ups would come in and buy e-cigarette stuff. People like me, and buy products. But when his son was working the store, all of his friends from school would come and they'd hang out on the couches and play video games and soak up the drinks and the freebies. And so they ended up going out of business. You can't sustain a business when you don't have paying customers.
Yeah.
So when you go out to eat, you are expected to leave a tip. Now, if your waitress just did a crappy job, you know what I'll do? I'll leave $1. That's my way of saying you did a crappy job.
I'll round off the change.
$1 is almost my lowest that I'll go, unless it was really bad, and I left out of there fuming. Then I'll leave. Then I'll, excuse me, ma'am. Yeah, you need to tip me for putting up with you. You need to tip. Now, and having said that, I'm quite a generous tipper. 15% is a starting point for me. If you're good, that's what you're supposed to do is 15%, and it's a starting point for me. I'll go up to, I'll go on up from there. I've left a tip that was, that was more than my actual bill before because it was that good,
Oh, yeah. I mean, we've compensated our wait staff many times when we've had big parties.
Yeah.
I mean, if they've run their tail, Hell yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we've left a 50 before.
Yeah, well, but now a lot of places, if you have more than a certain number of guests in your party, they'll add a automatic 15% gratuity onto your your tab, because they don't want their wait staff getting stiffed over that kind of stuff.
Oh yeah.
So yeah.
And anytime that a waiter or waitress works a large party, that usually means that there's less tables that they're able to work. So when they charge a gratuity, that just guarantees that they're going to be able to get enough compensation for the tables that they weren't able to work.
Yeah,
otherwise.
If you'd have had 5 different sets of customers, instead of one group, soaking up all of your tables. Yeah. No, I get it. It's 25 after right now on the Podgram.
The Podgram with Tom and Christie.
How often do people talk about nothing?
Join the conversation. 855 Podgram.
All right, it's 9:25. Facebook, you suck again. I'm about ready to give up on Facebook Live, because I don't know what the problem is over there, but I don't think they want us. So screw you, Facebook. But you can catch us over on iTunes. You can get the last 5 or 10 episodes there. You can get them all if you dig deep enough. You can go to our website, thepodgram.com, and all of the episodes we've ever done are over there. And TuneIn is the 24/7 way that you can listen to us, as if you really have no life and you would really want to listen to us 24/7. So there you go. We're talking right now about the cost of things. I like that. I guess I can get away from the screen now. We're talking now about the cost of things. And we've been talking about tipping, and there's one guy has a tipping method that has gone viral. And basically, what to summarize, what he does is on his table, he lays out 5 $1 bills, like his waitress is a stripper, and as she screws up, he pulls them away. Now, first of all, let me.
As she like at one point he took $1 away because she forgot to bring the table bread.
Yeah.
And then later on, she brought additional bread, so she made it up. So he put the $1 back.
Doesn't matter. First of all, what the hell's a $5 tip? That's a cheap bastard to start with, unless you're at the Waffle House.
Yeah.
But go into like Ruth's Chris or one of those places with a damn $5 tip.
$5 is like a glass of water.
I know.
I
mean, at that place, the guy that comes around with a little thing who scrapes the crumbs off your tablecloth, that's $5. You tip him $5.
Yeah, you tip the bathroom attendant $5.
Yeah. Even if he gets the crumbs on your trousers, you still give him $5 because he, Oh gosh, yeah, the bathroom attendant. That's a funny thing right there. That guy will slather you down with aftershave, and he'll bring you a towel. They kind of drive me crazy. Look, man, I just want to go in here and I want to take care of some business, and I want to get out.
Not awkward. Not at all.
I don't want you to follow me around. I don't want you to offer me stuff. And he'll sit there and stare at you after he's handed you the hand towel, because he knows that's the last order of business, and he's looking at you like, okay, the gratuity, please. I was like, you know what, dude? Here, let me pee on your shoes. That's, don't follow me around. I know where the toilet paper is. I know where the flush handle is. I know where the sink is. I know where the towels are. Anyway, so I mean, when you go into a restaurant, $5 for a tip is nothing. That's an insult to most restaurants, unless you're in the Waffle House or a diner or someplace like that where the food's really skeezy and cheap and doesn't matter. Lay a cool 100 up on the table. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, it's like, oh, there's 5 $1s. You're going to stick those in my thong every time I bring you a drink? Come on, man. What is that? That's insulting. That is absolutely insulting. Waitresses know they're working for tips. You don't need to do that little visual thing. And I guess this guy's idea is going viral, and people are doing this now.
Well, no, I mean, his method is, they're calling it cheap and rude.
Yeah.
And that's why it's gone viral, is that people are absolutely appalled at what he's doing.
Yeah.
And that's wonderful. One, because they're calling him out for being an ass cracker.
Yeah.
And two, that they're calling attention to the understood, the misunderstood.
Yeah.
Do you get where I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
That tipping is misunderstood.
It
That there's a whole generation of people who don't understand what tipping is, why people do it, and why it's important that you do compensate your waiter.
You don't dangle
your waiter.
If you're going to dangle a carrot in front of somebody, at least make it worthwhile.
Make it like the 4 C's,
Yeah. Because what I would do,
clarity,
do is I'd come back to fill up his drink, and I'd say, "Excuse me, can you pick those up? Can you pick your dollars up?" Yeah, and then I would just pour it in his fucking lap. There you go, buddy. Keep your.
I'm sorry. You're gonna get your trash off the table.
Here, just shove it over on him. There you go. Keep your $5, man. Have a good day. Yeah.
Well, and she, the waitress even said in, the article that, they'd much, with a $5 tip, they'd much rather blow that guy off and go work on a table that's going to give them, $10, $15.
Oh, I could only make $5 at this guy's table? Yeah, I'll give him
$20.
Yeah.
They'd rather go work a table that they know is going to compensate them at a level that they're used to, rather than a $5 table that they know that's their maximum.
Yeah, the one person said on this thing, I served for years putting myself through college, treated Randall W. Bond. I would have ignored you most of the night for the satisfaction of letting you know your condescending $5 means absolutely nothing to me while I racked up $10 to $20 tips from other people that can actually afford to go out to eat. That's exactly right. That's exactly right. Oh, that's funny. Yeah.
That's exactly it.
Yeah. What a weird way to be cheap and rude simultaneously.
If you don't understand what tipping is, ask someone.
Yeah, here's a guy that says, why do some people treat servers like they're training an animal? If they do good, then you give them a treat. If they mess up, you rub their nose in it. Yeah. Oh, here we go. Millennials. I like the word millennials. Millennials are so disrespectful. Anyway, honey, let's make our less than minimum wage server dance on eggshells for $5 tip on our $80 dinner. Oh, gosh. Yeah.
That's terrible.
I think we burned that biscuit at 9:31. I think I want to talk about, speaking of prices of things,
yes.
iPhone and Android phone prices will get even higher, they're saying now. This is from CNET. And
CNBC.
No, this is CNET.
Was it CNN? I thought it was CNBC.
No, it's CNET.
Oh, my bad.
CNET. It might be on those too. I don't know, but it's on CNET. Paying $1,000 for an iPhone when they first came out with the iPhone and said it was $1,000, I laughed. I'm not buying that.
I know.
I'm not buying that because 5 years ago, when you signed up for a 2-year contract with AT&T or Verizon or any of the bigs, right? All you had to do was agree to 2 years for that. And they would give you the flagship phone, the Samsung Galaxy, whatever it was, or the iPhone, whatever it was. All you had to do was sign a 2-year agreement, and they gave you the device. Now, with that having been said, they listed the device's cost on their website at about $700 or $800, knowing that nobody ever paid $700 or $800 for it.
Yeah.
That was just a number they gave it to show some value, to build worth. But nobody ever paid that much for it. Now they're selling them. Now they don't even do that anymore. Now you can finance it. You can finance your phone for 2 years, and then you're committed to paying, and you pay it off. You have to pay for it. You make a monthly payment until it's paid for. It's like AT&T calls it the Next Plan or whatever. And I saw the Galaxy. What was it? S8 or S9, whatever it was. The one that came after the one that caught on fire. I wanted it. I wanted it bad. But then I saw that it was $1,000. I'm like, no. I think I'll go get the $200 Motorola from Amazon.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I'm not doing that. I'm sorry. I'm not paying more for my phone than I do for my computer. It ain't happening. If I pay $1,000 for a piece of technology, it better have multiple screens. It better have a hell of a lot more than 64 gigs of memory. That's storage space. That's for sure. It better have terabytes. And now they're even doing things like taking the headphone jacks away.
What?
Yeah, Yeah, iPhone, they pulled the headphone jack. You don't even get that. Don't you remember a couple of years ago they had this thing where they were saying, oh, well, you can drill the headphone jack is still in the phone. All you have to do is get a drill and drill in this specific spot, and then you'll have a headphone jack. And people were drilling holes in their iPhones looking for headphone jacks. You know, but it was a hoax. There was no headphone jack underneath the case. It was, people were just screwing their phones over.
Oh, no.
Somebody started that malicious rumor that the headphone jack was still there. All you had to do is now drill a hole in your phone, and you didn't magically have a headphone jack. And people did it in spite of Apple saying, no, it's not in there. And then the other thing that they're doing now, there's no removable battery. So when the battery life is over, the phone's over. It's done. The phones I have, you can take the batteries out. If the battery starts going dead after 2 weeks, after 2 hours, you can buy a new battery and put it in there, and you're good again. Because batteries don't last they last a couple of years, and then they don't last.
Yeah.
Well, now they're building the batteries in where you can't take them out and replace them. So your $1,000 phone only lasts as long as it'll hold a charge. And after that, it's like, man, I guess you have to buy. And they're doing this to make you buy the next one.
Yeah.
And the next one, and the next one. And
because number portability is so high that people don't have that brand loyalty as much anymore.
No, because everybody has it's just like the cable providers. Rectum, Dish Network, and Kangaroo, that's Dish Network and DirecTV. They know. They could care less because they know as soon as your contract's up with them, you're just going to switch to somebody else. Nobody is interested in a long-term relationship with you anymore.
Yeah.
They're like, okay, we're going to screw you now while we have a chance because we know you're going to leave after 2 years after your deal is up. So we're going to get what we get out of you now. And then guess what? In 4 years, you'll be back because you will have cycled through all the other people. And you'll be back around to us on the Wheel of Fortune. Nobody's interested in doing business in a, hey, I'm really happy with my service provider. They really take care of me. Let me stick with them. I have had AT&T consistently straight through since 1998, 2000. I switched to AT&T in 2000, and I've been for 18 years. I've been an AT&T customer. I hate AT&T. I think they're ass hats because they always. Well, they try to slip something extra in on the bill. You look at the bills
all the time.
What's this extra $5? And you call them up. Hey, what's this extra? Oh, yeah, that was blah, blah, blah. Somebody sent you a text and you didn't reply. Stop. So we just assumed that you want. No. Don't assume nothing, Jack. Get it off of there. I ain't paying for that. And it used to be that you could go and call AT&T up and you could be an ass cracker to them. And they would say, well, how about if we send you the latest flagship phone? How about a Galaxy Note, whatever? Sure. That'll shut me up for another year, whatever. And then the other thing that they do is they'll send you an over-the-air update when it's time to upgrade your phone. Now, I've seen this happen more than once. They'll send you an over-the-air update to your phone, and then your phone starts running like crap. It slows down.
I've heard that.
Yeah, slows down, turns into a piece of crap, and then you start getting emails. Is it time for an upgrade? Is your phone performing slowly? Is it time for an upgrade? Yeah, because you sent me some crap and you know what you did. So I have a hard and fast rule about subsidized phones is when it tells you there's an update, if the phone's less than a year old, do the update. After it's a year old, don't do it. Don't ever do updates again. Because that's how they get you with the battery life, and they get you with the over-the-air firmware update that'll slow your phone down because your hardware isn't fast enough to keep up with what they send to you. So, whatever. And then if you have an Android device, you can do what's called rooting it, and you can run your own custom ROM on it. So you have your own version of Android. So even like an older phone, you can run a newer version of Android on it, even though it's not supported by your phone. It'll work. So there's that.
Yeah.
But phone prices, Android and iPhone prices are going even higher. $1,000 for a phone is no longer laughable. In fact, it's probably the new normal, they say. When Apple broke the $1,000 barrier for its iPhone X last September, critics scoffed at its exorbitant price. They doubted people would reach so deeply into their wallets for a phone that outpriced two other perfectly good iPhones, the iPhone 8 and the iPhone 8 Plus. And the critics were wrong. Apple CEO Tim Cook said in July that iPhone X had outsold every other Apple device each week since it went on sale November 3rd, 2017. This is the reason there are $1,000 phones, because you got these fanboys and these people that, I got to have the newest, the latest, the greatest. Doesn't matter how much it costs. I know from experience there are people who will not pay their rent so they can have a new iPhone. I know there are people that won't eat so they can have a new iPhone. I know people that will not make their car payment so they can have a new iPhone. Because the iPhone is the most important. I know people that are in debt up to their eye sockets because of cell phones. Ask me how I know about that, because it's funny. Every time a particular person comes over to my house and says, can I have the Wi-Fi password? I just gave you the Wi-Fi password a month ago. Yeah, but we got new phones. Why? Well, the new Galaxy came out. We had to have it. But you just got a new iPhone like 2 months ago. Yeah, that's old. Dude, we need something new. Apple is not alone in boosting mobile phone prices even higher, creeping up prices on bottom-end handsets from Samsung, Huawei, and even value darling OnePlus signal that price hikes are here to stay. In just 2 years, the cost of Samsung's Galaxy phone for U.S. buyers spiked 15.1% from the Galaxy S7 in 2016 to this year's Galaxy S9, while the Huawei P series has climbed 33% since 2016. You know, these people are paying just huge amounts of money for
exorbitant amounts of money,
prohibitive amounts of money for these phones, and they're only look. If you break it down, you have a calculator.
I choked when I just paid $100 for mine.
Yeah, let me just for fun, let me pull a calculator out and look at something here. So divided by, I'm going to say for 2 years. $50 a month. If you pay $1,200, God, stop it. I need a new mouse too. Apparently, my trackball has a dirty switch in it, so every time I click something, it interprets it as a double click, and it blows it all up all over the screen. You piece of shit.
No.
So let's say that you paid $1,200 for a phone, and let's just say, for the sake of argument, that you actually kept it for the 2 years, that you used it for the full 2 years. That's $50 a month for that phone.
For it to be irrelevant by the time it's done being paid off.
Yeah, by the time it's done, you won't even pay it off. It'll have a broken screen. You'll have dropped it. It won't work. You'll be tired of it. There'll be something new out there. Most people only keep them for 12 months before they go on to something else. Now, on the other hand, I've learned to go over to Scamazon and buy one of their, like, Motorola phones for a couple $100. Now, having said that, I have right here in my greasy grabber, I have it's a Motorola G5 dual SIM, so it's got 2 phone cards in it, and it's slow as Christmas. Oh my God, is it slow? But I've used it for about a year, and it took a year for this thing to get so slow. So yeah, I'm not happy with it now. But if I had the Galaxy S9, then I would have had the same experience, only I would have paid $1,000 for it instead of $250. So I can't really do the flagship phone thing anymore. It's just not worth it.
Yeah, I did a Galaxy X or S5.
Yeah,
which is kind of bottom of the barrel. But
well, I mean, it was a flagship phone in its day. I bought an S5 Active 2 years after it was no longer the latest and greatest, and I paid $150 for it, and it works great. You know what I'm saying? I still got updates for it. I bought a device. People were paying new $500 and $600 for it. I got it for $150, and I still was getting updates on it because it was still a current model phone. You could still buy it through AT&T, or you could buy it from the guy on eBay that had an inventory that fell off a truck. He had some. So, I mean, why do you think you don't need to have the latest and greatest? I mean, there's some people out there, that's all they live for. That's all they care about is, I got to have the brand new and the best. What do you think about that? Why don't you give us a call at toll-free at 855-PODGRAM.
Podgram with Tom and Christie.
There's still Adam. I'm walking to people talk about nothing.
Join the conversation. 855-PODGRAM.
It is 9:43. Nobody heard me say that, by the way. It is 9:43 on the Podgram. I'd like for you to chime in with us. What do you think about the whole paying $1,000 for a cell phone thing? Is that something that do you really want to pay $1,000 for a cell phone? Do you think that's a good deal? The new iPhone that comes out is a good, and you can't even put SD cards in them anymore. So however much storage it comes with, that's all you get. That's all you get. Mine's got a 200 gig card in it, in addition to whatever it has inside. And the thing is, one of the reasons I don't like Apple is because they have always been one to limit what you're allowed to do with their device.
Yes.
Whereas Android was much more open source. If you wanted to play with it and get in there and get into the settings and under the hood, you could do that. Apple's infrastructure is more of, okay, you can use it the way we want you to use it. So if you jailbreak it, for instance, and then you have a problem with warranty, let's say you jailbreak it, but then it stops taking a charge 3 months later. You'll take it in there like, sorry, you voided the warranty by jailbreaking it.
Yeah.
I can take my computer that I just bought, and I can take Windows off of it altogether and put Linux on it. And if it doesn't work, I can take it back and it's still under warranty. With a computer, you can do that. Android phones. I sent Android phones back that I had rooted, which is the Android equivalent of jailbreaking, and they don't care. So whatever. But iPhone, they want to make sure that you use it the way they want you to use it. Now, having said that, because they only manufacture a handful of devices, the quality control is better, and the software works flawlessly across all their platforms. But they give you the trade-off is you get no freedom to use it the way you want. So if you're just a regular user, if you're just somebody who buys a phone and you use it as it is, it's great. iPhone is great. What the hell's going on? Hey! We're doing a damn show in here. Shut that crap up. They're out there doing construction on the outside wall. What is that?
Meanwhile, back in civilization.
I know. I just had to have a discussion with Travis last night because Steve came ripping around the corner and popped his head on a toy. This was a little dog guitar. It's really cute. It's like $40. But he popped his head on it and it hurt him. Well, Travis saw fit to pick it up and body slam it onto the floor. Like, dude.
Awesome.
See, this is the problem. My kids are spoiled. And so for them to break their toys, it's no big deal because they have plenty more. They don't see any value there. I'm raising, for some reason, I got to rethink this fast because they're little millennials in there. And they feel like they're just entitled to have what they have. I tell them, don't eat outside of the kitchen. And every day I find cups and glasses in the den. Don't eat on the carpeted areas. And then I find, Melanie buys them. Remember slime?
Yes.
The green shit that came in a like a trash can looking thing? Okay, well, they're selling that again. I'm going to have to mark today as explicit because I've let a few fly today.
A few dogs of war, yeah.
Because, I'm in I don't give a crap mode today.
He's I don't give a crap mode.
It's I don't give a crap Monday is what today is. Today. So she bought them. I won't buy them stuff like that. I won't buy Play-Doh. I won't buy slime. I won't buy
no moon sand.
No, oh my God, no moon sand. That is the biggest crap. Somebody needs to hang for that. I've been watching Hell on Wheels on Netflix, where they, back in the Old West, where they would hang people for breaking the law.
Yeah.
I think someone needs to hang for moon sand. I'm just saying.
If you really hate someone and you never want to be invited to a party again,
just give them that.
Give their kid moon sand.
And then what's that other crap you put in the bathtub that turns the bathtub water into gel? Phloem.
Yeah.
Is it phloem?
Phloem.
Yeah. Yeah. And they say, all you have to do to turn it back into water is throw some salt in there. BS. That's not true. Now you just have salty phloem. That's all that happens. You have to get a shovel and a bucket and haul that crap outside and dump it at the edge of the woods. This is toxic waste. It's nuclear waste that it makes when you dump it in the bathtub, and you cannot turn it back into water. As soon as you pull the drain plug, it's good. Some of it's going to go down the drain, but it's going to get stuck as soon as it fills your pipe full of water. It
turns into reverse Drano.
Turns into reverse Drano. Turns into it jellifies in there, and you got now you got a plumber that's got to come out there and root that crap out. No, yeah, no. And if you really want to screw somebody, get a whole bunch of that crap and throw it in their pool. There you go. That's what's good for. It's like I told my wife, listen, when I die, because I'm not a big advocate for burying people. I think it's a waste of space. I think it's a waste of resources. So I told my wife, I said, listen, when I die, I want you to have me cremated, and then I want you to dump my ashes into the gas tank of somebody I really didn't like.
Oh.
That's what I want you to do with me.
You're mean.
I know, right?
You're mean.
But I like it that way.
I know.
So the moral of the story is, don't piss me off.
Yeah.
Because your name might go on the remains
No.
list.
I absolutely know.
But think about it for a second. I mean, when you bury, well, first of all, a lot of people don't realize that a burial is not forever. It's for 100 years. After 100 years, they can resell your plot to somebody else, or they can mow it over and build something on it. It's 100 years. That's it.
Yeah.
So when you pay exorbitant numbers of dollars for a burial plot in a cemetery, just know that after 100 years, it ain't yours no more. It's not yours anymore. But I think, when they cremate you and they throw your ashes out, well, you become part of the ecosystem again. You help grow new flowers and plants and trees. And not that I'm a tree hugger or anything like that, but it just seems like it's less wasteful. Because I see a lot of cemeteries that would, man, you could have put a golf course there. I don't play golf, mind you, but I'd rather see a golf course than I had a bunch of tombstones. I mean, I'll just be honest with you, man. Just saying how it is.
Yeah.
Or feed the corpses to something. Take them to the Shark Tank at Ripley's. Whatever. Hey, it's recycling. It's recycling. No.
Dump
them off at the Chinese place. They'll make Kung Pao chicken out of you.
So I did send you another story this morning.
Did you? All right.
About
Is this the boy?
18-year-old.
This is the punk-ass boy who needs his ass whipped? Listen to me. I'm just going all off the edge today.
Yes, an 8-year-old boy suffered multiple broken bones when an 8-year-old, suffered multiple broken bones when an 18-year-old allegedly picked him up and threw him over the safety railing of a water slide in Minnesota, causing the boy to plunge about 30 feet.
Yeah, apparently the line was a little too long, and he was trying to shorten it up by whizzing the kid over the rail.
Yeah. Questioned at the scene by police, Adams, who was in the park accompanied by a female professional care attendant, exhibited some developmental disabilities. The male gave a statement that the line was moving too slow and he picked up and pushed the 8-year-old over the top of the slide platform. He understood that what he was doing was going to cause him harm, that he knew that by throwing him over that the individual was going to be hurt. He shouldn't have done it, and he admitted to picking up the kid and pushing him over.
See, this is what we get, and there's a picture of his little smug ass right there on the thing. Should we show the picture?
Yes.
Hang on, let me drag, because God knows
smug buddy.
I'm tempting fate with my computer again here, but let's do a shot of this and look at that little punk ass. He just looks like trouble.
The kid has a broken femur in one leg, numerous fractures to both feet, and shattered bones in a shoulder.
He just looks like a little punk-ass bitch, doesn't he? Yeah.
I mean,
this is how millennials think now. Oh, you're in my way. It's okay for me to harm you to get what I want. Yeah, see, today's not a good day. We found out we're paying $50 a month just to have a phone in our pocket.
And he was released on $50,000 bond.
They need to take one of those things. I think our country needs to invest in some better punishment equipment. I think that our country should invest in one of those great big dough rollers. Like they make pizza crust, they flatten the pizza crust out with. And they need to run his ass through it a few times. Just crunch him up. I guess
what upsets me the most is that, one, other than him doing it, but two is he had developmental disabilities.
Yeah.
Why was he not accompanied by a parent?
Yeah. Oh, well, you can hear the parents now. Well, my kid would never do that. My kid's Johnny's a good boy. He would never throw an 8-year-old over the railing at the water park. So the 8-year-old must have done something to deserve that. That's how parents are. Parents don't give a shit. They don't care.
Okay.
They don't care. It's like the teachers tell me at school. It's like, we hate telling parents stuff because they want to fight with us. But we have a lot of this problem in the country where these kids, these young kids, they don't, there's no value to anything other than what they want right now. There's no value to any of it. Kids in my way, shove them over the edge. Sucks to be you.
It upsets me because I know that my kid has some bully tendencies to him.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sitting here thinking, if my son were towards 18, I would never let him go to a water park with just an attendant.
Yeah.
Out of terror that would happen.
See, now when I was growing up, there were things that you just didn't do. You didn't need any special lessons to learn. You didn't do this to other people. You didn't need an extra eye to see that it was not good. There was just things that we knew by default because we grew up in playing with the kids in the cul-de-sac, and we went to these sorts of places, and
But they don't play with kids in the cul-de-sac.
They don't.
They blow up kids in a virtual reality, and they are video games constantly, and
yeah, there's no value to anything.
No.
And just like my kids have too many toys, and so when they break a few, it's like, no big deal. My wife made Travis was really into Super Mario Brothers. And at the end of each board, there's like you go up the stairs and you jump on the flag and run it. She made that the 3D flag pole thing. Spent a lot of time on it, handmade it, painted the clouds, the whole thing. Beautiful, beautiful piece of work. And she glued figures on it. Well, he's broken it all apart now. I mean, it took her weeks to make that. And then she made him this rocket ship. I'm going to try to get a picture of it before he destroys that. And we put LED lights on it. He doesn't care. Yesterday, he was dragging a popcorn tin. The big popcorn tin you give at Christmas time? He absolutely loves snowmen. So Melanie, instead of putting it with the Christmas decorations, let him have it to put his Legos in because he loves snowmen. He was crinkling it up, bending it up, and tearing it up yesterday. And then he was, he had a talking Olaf. Now, let me tell you the story of Olaf. We're running short on time here, but let me tell you the story of Olaf. Olaf is a character from
Frozen.
Yes. The Disney flick Frozen. And because he loves snowmen, Olaf was like his grand hero, right?
Yeah.
So when we got chased out of here by the storm, we decided to donate some stuff to charity that we didn't play with anymore as we were going through everything in the house as we were taking out of the house. And she asked Travis if he had anything he'd like to donate to some underprivileged children, and he donated his snowman, which I thought was a flag. I'd have had to say, those are your favorite things. No, don't do that. But as we got to the apartment, about 3 weeks in the apartment, he was crying every night going to bed. And I finally said, "What's the matter, buddy? I want my Olaf." I'm like, "Where is he?" Well, then I found out he donated it. So I went on the internet and I replaced them. I bought him new Olafs. One of them, you could peel the pieces apart. They were Velcroed together, but there was a string in the middle so you wouldn't lose the pieces. And you'd yank him apart, and he'd say, "I can't feel my legs," or some line from the movie, right? So I got him that, and I got him well, we moved back in the house, and I started seeing pieces of that Olaf around. They destroyed it. He cried himself to sleep because he had donated it. I replaced it, and they destroyed it. I paid like $35 for the damn thing. And he ripped it apart. And they ripped. Where's the rest of the Olaf? I don't know. And that's the other thing. I don't know. Nobody. I don't know. And somebody else lives here. I don't know. And not me lives here. Who broke this? I don't know. Not me. Look, there's 3 of you. One of you I know didn't do it. Then that leaves 2. Which one of you 2 did? I don't know. I don't know. Not me. So yesterday I said, "Listen, so you guys tell me all the time how much you love me, but then you lie to me. How much love does it take to lie to me and tell me to try to save your ass?"
Because it's going to be 10 times worse if you lie to me.
I hate it. I absolutely hate it. Guess what? We did not record the show today to put it on the website either. And I'm so glad because, look, we're now 2 seconds away from the music starting and taking us the hell out of here. This has not been a happy presentation today. I'm just going to tell you, the computer blue screened. Bad things happen to good people all through the show, and you know what? I'm just glad it's over with now. So you guys have a great day, and I don't know, maybe we'll be back here tomorrow, and maybe we won't. It's the Podgram.
The Podgram, copyright 2018, Big Tower Media. So don't be stealing our stuff.